Okay, in this video, I'm going to show you guys how to solve polynomial equations by factoring. And remember, the deal is that we have to make sure one side of the equation is equal to 0, and then factor the other, and then set each factor to be 0, and then solve. So let's look at the first one right here. We have 4x squared minus 12x, and that's equal to 0. And you see, we have the 0 that we want on this side already. Therefore, we can go ahead and factor this out. Okay, we have two terms, but you have to make sure that, hey, we can factor out the common factor, right? So we'll just factor out the greatest common factor first. Okay, we have 4 and 12. We can factor out the number 4 right here. And this is x squared, and this is x to the first power, so I can factor out x to the first power, okay? And then, for this one, we have only an x left because the 4 is out. And originally, it was x squared, but we took one of the x out, so we have x. And then for this one, we have the minus 12, and then divided by 4 is 3. So we have minus 3, and x is out already. So just like this. Well, unlike factoring, we are not done yet. This is an equation. Make this equal to 0, right? We are done with the factoring part. We can now set this right here, 4x, to be 0. And then the other one is x minus 3 to be 0. We have to make sure when you are solving equations, you have to continue. You have to figure out the x values. So right here, we can then divide both sides by 4. X is equal to 0 divided by 4 is 0. So that's the first answer right here. And as of the second one, I can just add 3 on both sides. So they cancel. And I end up with x. It's equal to 0 plus 3, which is just a 3. Both of them are the answers to this equation, namely 0 and 3, okay? And now let's look at this one. We have 2x squared, that's equal to 7x plus 4. This is not good because we don't have the 0 that we want, right? Therefore, let's make things happen. Let's minus 7x on both sides, and we can see that they cancel out. That's also minus 4 on both sides, okay? So let's put on minus 4 like this. And you see that unfortunately, we cannot combine any terms because they have different powers of the x. We can only write things down as 2x squared and then minus 7x and then minus 4, and that's equal to 0. So we have the 0 that we want now. How can we factor this out though? Well, we have 3 terms, so we can try to do this with a tic-tac-toe. So let's do it. Tic-tac-toe factoring. To get 2x squared, let's put down 2x and x. And to get negative 4, I'm going to use this right here. Negative 4 times 1. This is going to work because 2x times negative 4 is negative 8x. 1 times x is 1x. And when you combine these terms, you do get negative 7x. So you're good. Now, we have this as 2x, and this is the positive 1. And then times the other x minus 4. And don't forget, we are solving equation, so put down the equal to 0, and then right here we have to just make each factor equal to 0. So this is 2x plus 1 equal to 0, and the other one, x minus 4, is 0. And then just solve this. Minus 1 on both sides, 2x equals to negative 1, and divide both sides by 2. X equal negative 1/2. That's the first one. X equals to negative 1/2. The other one, add 4 on both sides. And we have x is equal to positive 4 right away. So we are done. 2 answers again. Now, last one. Okay, this is equal to 20. That's no good. We have to move it to the other side, right? So that's minus 20 on both sides. Cancel this out. And now this is x to the third power plus 5x squared minus 4x minus 20 equal to 0. Okay, here we have 4 terms. So we should try to do this by grouping. Factor this 2 and then factor this 2. And we see that from the first 2 parts, we can factor out x squared only. And then this, it was x to the third power, but we took 2 of them out. So we have x to the first power. And for this part, the x squared is out already. So we have the plus 5 like this. And then don't forget, just like the factoring by grouping video, here we have the minus, bring that down right away. And if you compare the number 4 and 20, we can factor out the number 4. But you see, we are actually factoring out a -4. Originally, this was -4x. Divided by -4, we get x, and it's positive x. And then this was -20 divided by -4, we get positive 5, okay? And then don't forget, we still have this equal to 0. Are we done? No, because we can still factor this out. So let's put it down. X plus 5, and the second factor is x squared minus 4, and we still have this equal to 0. Are we done? This one, yes, but not this one. Because you can look at this as x squared minus 2 squared. So this is a difference of 2 squares, right? This is x squared, and then this is 2 to the second power, okay? So I will keep this right here, x plus 5. To factor x squared minus 4, we get x minus 2 times x plus 2. And we have this equal to 0 now. So you see, we are done with the factoring. In this case, we have 3 factors, but it's okay. I can just make the first one equal to 0, the second one equal to 0, and then the third one also equal to 0. And then we can solve this. Minus 5 on both sides. So this is the first answer. X is equal to -5. For the second one, we add 2 on both sides. So we have the second answer. X is equal to positive 2. As for the last one, minus 2 on both sides, we end up with x is equal to -2. Okay? So in this case, we end up to have 3 different answers. And the reason is because originally this equation is third degree. When you have degree is equal to 3, the highest power is equal to 3, you may end up with 3 different answers like this. Okay? So this is it. This is how you solve polynomial equations by factoring. That's it.